All right, everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So finally getting caught up on some more Shonen Jump videos this weekend, and I thought Spy Family was actually going to be out, wasn't going to be out again for another week or so. But it looks like it is back out this weekend. I think it's been like a month since the last chapter has been out, so yeah, looking forward to it. I know Endo was apparently taking a break the last little while to work on like Jump Festa stuff, and I think some other things in the background, so hopefully he's ready to get back at it. But yeah, so yesterday I covered Akane Banashi Kaiju number 8, and then I did a read through for Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicles volumes. So today we're going to get around to the newest chapter of Akane and Spy Family, as well as the next little bit of Black Hammer. So like I said, I'm going into my holiday break next week, so hopefully I'll have a few more read throughs and things to pump out. Apart from that, I apologize, like in my other videos, for being MIA from the channel for a while. Like I've mentioned before, December, winter months tend to kind of suck ass just because of sad, kind of affecting my mood, making it seesaw a lot. So I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it with Spy Family Mission 108 by Tetsuya Endo, with translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by Rita Mappa. So pick up where we left off last time with Yor and Melinda being shocked at seeing each other there. With, huh? Yor, what on earth are you doing here? And Yor being like, me? Melinda, how are you? Our fortune teller? And she's like, oh, fair point. And obviously this festival is open to all. Did you come as a family? God, there must be people writing like Yor, Melinda, like slash fic, right? She's like, as for me, well, the Lady Patriot Society was helping out, and this sort of thing happens to be a hobby of mine. And she clasps her hands like, but you have to promise not to tell anyone about this. And she's like, huh? He's like, even within the society, I've only told a few people. If it came out that a woman of my standing was dabbling in the occult, it might cause problems for my husband and others. And he's like, sure, I understand. It's like, I know that I should stop, but it brings me comfort like few other things do. It's actually been an interest of mine for some time now. I've always believed in destiny and mysticism, and I keep an open mind about ghosts and UFOs and telepathy and so on. And you see on a little jolt as she mentions telepathy. She's like, a woman of my age, I'm sure you want to laugh in my face. I know it's embarrassing. What's wrong with me? And yours like, no, I don't think that at all. I think it's admirable that you pursue what you love in a way that won't cause trouble for those around you. I don't have any hobbies myself, so I envy you. And she's like, oh, of course you'd say that. Isn't that why you're here? Because you're interested in divination too? You're a fellow believer. Oh, I'm so happy. And she's like, huh? Oh, no, I just came with And then Anya's like reading her mind. I was like, happy, so happy. It's called Read Your Fortune. Not well, but. And yours like, I'm good. And Anya's like, this is bad. I'm going to lose the war of friendship schemes. And Anya's like, I wish someone would tell my fortune. And Melinda's like, oh, so it's your daughter who is lost in need of guidance. What do you wish to know of the future, dear? And Anya's just like, I want to know how to be friends with Scion Boy. And Melinda's like, Scion Boy? Do you mean my son Damien? And yours like, we were just exploring the festival with him. He's like, what? He's here now? Damn it, Jeeves. So that makes it all the more important that you not tell anyone I'm here. I beg the same of you, Anya. Will you keep my secret in exchange for a reading? And she's like, sure. She's like, what if my husband hears and think I brought Damien to the festival? What will I do then? No, I'm sure Jeeves would set him straight. He would, right? Oh, I hate this so much. And Anya's like, my fortune? He's like, oh, apologies, dear. I just need a moment to prepare. He's like, oh, how I wish Damien would just go away. Oh, but if I could enjoy a festival like this with him, it would be so much fun. Nevertheless, I'm happy he has someone who's so eager to be his friend. That's wonderful, just wonderful. And you see Anya's kind of like confused by Melinda's weird thought behaviors. So you're doing like a little card shuffle. Hold on, we just pulled up on the screen. Yes, you're doing a little card shuffle as she pulls out some tarot cards. Sorry, I know there's a bit of glare on the screen, but and so Anya's like, oh, and now we do a card battle, and it's so exciting. And she's like, no, they're tarot cards. There's no battling, dear. These cards provide glimpses into your future. You want to know how to befriend Damien? Well, to find your answer, let's first read into your past, present, and future. The card representing your present is the Four of Cups. She's like, huh? As for what that means, well, you see, I have no idea. It's like, I'm so sorry, I really am a total amateur. It's like, I shouldn't have tried to show off by including the minor arcana. It's like, oh, but this one's meaning is clearer. Let's start here. This card represents factors around you. Death. It means that the Grim Reaper's right there beside you. And then you see both Anya and like yours freaking out with a gulp and a jolt. It's like, ha ha ha. No, of course it's not true. Please forgive me. It's like, oh, let's see. This one is your future, I think. The star, but it's reversed. So the star. I suppose that it means for all eternity you'll never earn another Stella star. And Anya just like gasp. I said, that's not true. I'm sure that's not true. What it probably means is you'll get along with him if you earn another Stella. Or maybe the opposite. And she's like, you can do it, Scion Mom. And I see Melinda kind of looking all like calculating again. And she goes, Anya, dear, do you like Damien? With one of her glorious faces is just like, no, I hate him because he bullies me. And yours like, Anya, what are you? He's like, oh ho ho, he does he? I'm sorry about that. It's like, this girl probably knows more about Damien than I do. It's like, but I'm happy that you're still trying to befriend him. Thank you. It's like, I wasn't able to be there for him due to my weakness, my worthlessness as a mother. I can't go on like this. I need to face him. And then she thinks back to like, Donovan's just like imposing like freaky ass little bug eyes. And she starts just like sweating and panicking as she imagines it. And then you have, no, I don't care. No, I don't dare. Go against him and his wishes? A coward like me? It's like, Damien. Oh, who knows? What does it even matter? Fortune telling doesn't matter either. What am I doing here? And yours like, are you okay, Melinda? You're looking a little pale. And she jolts out and is like, I'm sorry, I think the exhaustion caught up with me. It's like, you're always so busy. It's like, it's not that. It's more that I'm just, no, it's nothing. Never mind. Maybe I do work too hard. So I can't tell her that I'm scared of my own husband. And you see Anya being like, Scion Mom is being bullied too by the evil super boss Scion Dad? And Anya's like, in Scion Boy's family, does everyone get along? And yours like, Anya, why are you suddenly... And you see with the swishes, Melinda just kind of like upsets the cards and goes, I'm sorry, but this reading is over. I'm not feeling very well, so I'm going home. And yours like, are you okay? Can we walk you home? He's like, thank you, but I'll be fine. And she just kind of like teeters off. It's like, that man would, no, I mustn't. But still, as much as I can. And Anya's like, this feeling, I think I've felt it before. You see mutter. It's like Melinda's just talking to herself as she's walking away. And yours like, oh, that's right. Melinda, if I may. And you see at the beer garden, you have eyes, and you see someone trying to do a divination with Izaation. It's like, there, our next history test will be able with the Snike civilization. It's like, now we'll get Stella for sure. And you see it's Damien with his flunkies playing with the Ouija board. It's like, this Ouija board is awesome. And Becky's like, what's wrong with them? I told them not to believe in that junk. And you see Lloyd nearby frantically schmoozing with Jeeves and, Billy, the big kid's family, or father. And you have it, oh, there you are, Anya, how was it? Your reading took a long time. And you see Anya just like walking like zombie and going like, she said the Grim Reaper was right beside me. It's like, what? That's terrifying. And George's like, it isn't true, Anya. I'm not the Grim Reaper. I never use sides. I was like, mine told me to stop. And Becky's like, mine told me to stop pursuing older men. What a total fraud. Never mind the Grim Reaper stuff. What did yours say about love? You have, and you see Damien's ear just like enlarging. He's trying to eavesdrop. It's like, she said if I get invited to his house, everything will be great. And you see Damien just all blushing, going, who the hell would ever invite you to their house? And Becky's like, gosh, Damien, she never said she asked about you. Do you have some new feelings you'd like to share? He's like, her. And yours like, I don't remember her saying that. And you see Lloyd thinking, well, I think it's high time I track down Melinda Desmond of the Lady Patriots. I just need to find an excuse to slip away from here. And Anya's like, uh-oh, Papa doesn't know that Scion Mom already went home. And Anya's like, oh, how I wish today could go on like this forever. I never get a chance to play with my family and my school friends. It's so much fun. And Becky's like, oh, Anya. He's like, well said, Forger. And Lloyd's like, it's certainly true that this is a rare opportunity. Considering that I probably wouldn't get much from Melinda and I don't even know for sure if she's here, perhaps it'd be more advantageous to remain here and continue pumping them for intel. And so Twilight continued clacking all day long. And you see later as they're all just like waving goodbye, Twilight's just looking like completely exhausted with "let's go home" with a clacked out and a hurrah, hurrah, because Anya's got like this little goat mask. And Yor's like, "It certainly was nice of Lloyd to buy you that mask, Anya." And Jeeves is like, "It was lovely getting to know you so well, Mr. Forger. Thank you for everything." And he's like, "The pleasure was all mine." And Yor's like, "And thanks to all of you for being friends with our Anya," as she bows to Damien's flunkies and they bow back. He's like, "Must be great to have a mom who's so nice. All my mom does is yell at people." So that's not even her real mom, right? Didn't she say she had a stepmother? And Damien's like, walking around her age holding hands with her mommy. So embarrassingly childish. And Anya's like, Scion boy, your mom loves you too. He's like, huh? Where'd that come from? And what would you know about it anyway? She's like, believe me, I know. He's like, crah. He's like, take off that stupid mask already. He's like, what? Are you still playing make-believe? You're such a little child. And Jeeves like, so saith the king of antiquity from a few days ago. And Yor's like, I think she's right. From what I know of Melinda, she loves you very much, Damien. And he just starts blushing with a hurrah as he just runs off again. It's like, no running, sir, you'll hurt yourself. It's like, boss man, wait! And he's got Anya making noise with hurrah, hurrah. And Jeeves is like, truly, I'm most grateful to you for today. I'm glad I brought Master Damien here. Now if you'll excuse me. He's like, Master Damien! And he just like chases after him. He's like, I'd love to get a drink again sometime, Mr. Forger. And you see as Lloyd's like having a little flashback to when he's hanging out like with his friends also saying goodbye. He's like closes his eyes deep in thought, and Anya's like, Papa? He's like, did you enjoy the festival? He's like, yeah, I had a ton of fun. He's like, is that right? And you have a foo, is it a achoo? He's like, hee hee, let's get you home before you catch a cold. Oh, Christ, all right. You see the next day with psychiatry with, Dr. Forger. And you have, good day to you, Director Gory. It's like, have you grown accustomed to treating VIP patients? It's like, I sure have. Of course, I endeavor to give the same great care to every patient, whether they be a VIP or a normal civilian. He's like, there's my ray of sunshine. He's like, glad to hear it, because we have a drop-in. I'm wondering if you're up for it. It's like, everyone else is a little wary of this patient. It's like, they must be quite the powerful figure. It's like, maybe not powerful so much as challenging, you see. The patient is the former First Lady. And you see that Melinda's there, her little disguise with like hat and coat and a little scarf on. So I just get a picture here. Yeah, she's here all showing up in disguise. And she's like, I hate the hospitals. The antiseptic smell. I'd never have come here if you hadn't urged me to. And you see her flashing back to Yor, telling her, it's like, the hospital? It's like, yes, my husband works as a psychiatrist there. If you're experiencing any troubling physical or mental effects, please don't hesitate to visit me at my hospital. It's like, I mean, if you think you'd be comfortable with that. She's like, I see. Well, if that's your advice, Yor, I'll give it some thought. It's like, Mama's really giving Papa's mission a boost. Wow. He's like, but he's like, he does what's called concussive therapy, so be aware that you might end up getting kicked. And Melinda's like, I'm sorry, what? No way am I going now. It's like, now she's messed it all up. And it's like, I wonder if I'll get kicked. And you see her bodyguard / attaché / butler, I assume, being like, you'll not be getting kicked. It's like, and then she made some odd comment about how if she gets kicked, she'll leave. It's like, I assume she's suffering from an intense persecution complex. Considering who she is, you'll need to show extreme care and discretion. He's like, It's like, so what do you think? Can I count on you? And don't worry, I'm sure you won't end up being watched by the current administration just because you treated the wife of the National Unity Party chairman. He's like, if this blows up on us, I'm putting it all on you, buddy. And Lloyd's like, understood, Mr. Director, sir. You can count on me. So I guess quick thoughts on the chapter. So far my, Melinda possibly being like psychic hasn't panned out yet. So like, I don't know, like I was expecting a little more from the joke of like, is she actually really terrible at fortune telling? It's like, no, just playing it straight is like, she actually is just incredibly bad at fortune telling and like reading tarot and stuff. So I was like, just like, all right, I guess it was like a fun little gag to drag it out. It was like, it wasn't like too amusing or things. It's kind of just a little bit rote. Apart from that, I think the funny thing is, I think I knew a little bit more because I think death is supposed to represent like change and like upside down, like or up right side, so it's like represent like good or bad kinds of change. So that was like a little bit amusing. Apart from that, I don't know. Like the way it's setting up Donovan, I don't know if the implication is supposed to be that he's an abusive husband and that's why she's like constantly living in like fear and stuff of him because he puts on this front like behind the scenes like he's abusive and manipulative and things like that. Just cuz I don't it's a very difficult and kind of like complex and nuanced topic to kind of touch upon. And I don't know if Endo really has the skills to kind of tackle the nuances of like a controversial subject like that. So I'm a little bit wary of like going into that end of like regard of like what's Donovan actually like throughout the thing as a husband and partner. But at the same time, I don't want him to downplay and be like, oh, it's just a joke. Like Melinda has like anxiety. She just like overthinks everything that he does because he has such a poker face all the time and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll actually dive into like the actual like dynamics and like power struggles within the Desmond family. Because like I said, the last dinner thing we had with them wasn't really particular like intriguing or compelling or insightful. So I hope we get like a little bit more of that in future chapters. Apart from that, like Anya saying, like this feel like I think I felt it before is what's kind of giving me a little bit of hope. Like there must be something there with her. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like Melinda is another subject of Project Apple, if she was like the initial test subject or something. But hopefully that Ed is actually setting it up before where she's like this feeling I think I felt it before is actually gonna like tie it into Anya's past somehow. I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Uh, yeah, apart from that, like Damien being a Slender, it's like, all right, can we just move this along? It's like one of my least favorite character traits. So all these little interactions are like, all right, it's fine for a while, but I'm just kind of getting a little bit tired of it. Like, I just want this relationship to develop and progress just like a little bit and become more interesting rather than doing kind of the same back and forth. Apart from that, I kind of wished instead of kind of booting Melinda into having like a relationship or like now a part thing with Lloyd, I kind of wish instead they'd spend more time having her bond and interact with Yor and kind of building and deepening that friendship instead. We'll see how this goes with regards to like the next couple of chapters with what happens with like Lloyd and hers meeting. And again, this kind of ties back to what I was saying about like if Melinda does actually have like actual mental health issues, again, it could be handled very badly on Lloyd pretending to be a fake psychiatrist trying to help her with actual real mental health struggles. It kind of is a bit of like shaky ground to be on, kind of trying to portray this in a manga like this where you have to kind of balance out of like being serious but not taking it like too serious and like downplaying like the real world consequences of psychiatry therapy, stuff like that, on like diminishing the actual help it does do for people. So really I'm kind of like mixed on what the next couple of chapters are going to look like with this. Apart from that, Spy Family's back. I was hoping for a little bit of a stronger chapter for its return, but I guess I shouldn't have expected too much. Well, we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of good content coming your way this weekend, so like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.